This is Star Wars Visionaries. Sitting over in my recliner. That's a bunch of books on the shelf. I pulled this off. I was looking at it. And I remember just being amazed when I first got this cool concept art and stuff. That's what I really got into initially, was all the concept art and different things. I got a video instructional thing from Gnomon Digital by Ryan Church. And he's one of the feature artists here in this book. This is all the concept designers and concept artists that worked on the visual design and the character design of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So what they did was they took these guys, these designers and visual artists and different things, and said, hey, make your own little comic strip and come up with a story, do your story, and just put it in this together. You have a lot of, about 10 guys that did that, and then you have a bunch of different posters and stuff that have been put up, and concept art like this that are just in the pages in between. And you can see where they got some of the visual design for some of the planets and different things, and some deleted concepts. And believe it or not, some concept they used later in the Clone Wars. So this is Star Wars Visionaries. So it's all beat up. It's an older book. I just got it on Amazon. I'm not too worried about preserving comics and stuff, especially these trades, because I just like to read them and reference them and stuff. So back cover. This also looks like more Ryan Church artwork. Yeah. So anyways, start off right off the bat. We've got some of the stuff by Aaron Mcbride. I think this is an early Vader, Anakin in between kind of a look. Old General Grievous prior to being cyberneticized, whatever you want to call it. Warren Fu is the artist. Obviously this is Anakin post-duel with Obi-Wan, I think. Or maybe that's General Grievous, I don't know. He looked to be Grievous. He was the forerunner of Darth Vader, in that he was a Kalician alien that had been patched together by Dooku. So Aaron Mcbride. So I don't know who this guy is, but he's I think you can credit him with the design of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, because this is where they got it from. This is a totally awesome story. It's my favorite. One of my favorite. This is number 1 or 2 in the top 3 right here. These old wounds. This is Tatooine. This is Toddler Luke, or 4-year-old, 5-year-old Luke, with Owen starting to look all dastardly and ugly 4 years later. The art, it's not your typical, I guess you could say it's not, the person doesn't do comics for a living, but he's more into the layout and different things. But he's a good storyteller, though. He's probably one of the storyboard artists or something. I don't know. But anyways, he hears a rumble in the distance. There's a moisture evaporator. One of the suns going down. But he sees this figure running, and Brew, bring me the rifle. What is it? She gives him the rifle. She's not too tore up looking. Anyways, so they're running at it. He gets in his sights. Boom, he shoots. Doesn't work. The mysterious hooded figure uses the force to grab the rifle from him. And he smacks him in the head with it. Oh, man. She grabs Luke and she runs. He falls. Please don't, So it's true, there is a sun. Right? You know who this is, right? So, I know you're here. He's like, well, who's he talking to? Owen's not dead. She's cowering with Luke. I missed you on Camino by 2 days. Right? There's the Camino landing ramp where him and Jango Fett went at it. I was a day behind you on Geonosis. This is post-war in Geonosis, the Battle of Geonosis. I came across a corpse on Mustafar. I thought it might have been you, but it was actually Anakin, so he just said, get out of here. And he got out of here before the shuttle came. Those mute runs on Polis Massa were the least satisfying lives I've ever taken. I don't know where Polis Massa was. Maybe that was the asteroid they were at when the twins were born. Yeah, the medical log was worthwhile. Okay. Yeah, and then he went and tried to find, what's that guy's name? Watto. Didn't find any info from Watto. Now they're here. Then all of a sudden this other voice comes. Does Palpatine know? No. There's no Palpatine, no Empire, no Jedi. This must be after. No, this is after episode 3. This is a continuation tale. Okay, we can do this for old time's sake. You won't heal clean, you know. Obi-Wan comes up out of the dirt. And then this right here is the design. Darth Maul comes up back from the dead. He resurrected. He's been built from the waist down, you know, just like in the Clone Wars. This is a better, like, technically looking design, but obviously the Clone Wars kind of took this, ran with it, made them the battle droid legs, etc. Darth Maul has got this tool, dual-sided saber staff. Looks like he took 2 Dooku's and put them together, butt to butt, kind of like well, I think Ventress had that. But here's the end of this duel. He's obviously angry. His horns have grown out, and he fights Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's, you know, he's master level. Maybe he's atrophied a little bit. He gives him a nice little backhand, breaking some horns here. Comes out with a backslash and shoot. Cuts off arm, cuts saber in half. Maul's like, all this time? I feel, but he doesn't give up. Kicks him. Boom. He lands on the speeder. He gets his saber out, ready to... Obi-Wan is so fast that he's right there. And he is, should I do it? Should I do it? I could kill him at any second. He's remembering Padme screaming, Anakin. His master being killed. Somebody falling. Might be Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon biting the dust here. But then Owen takes a shot from the side and kills him. Does get rid of the body and get out of here. He's yeah, I'll keep him safe even from you. Don't come back here, you understand? And then Luke's like, who is that man? Don't worry, I'll be right here, even if you can't see me. Anyways, there's a full-on design right here. This is great. This story is like about a painter on Naboo who just paints everything. He goes to paint Padme, and he's like, I don't know if he falls in love with her or whatever, but he can't stop thinking about her. He's painting her, and then he can't stop thinking about her. And then he says, you know what, I'm just gonna paint for 24 days straight. 24 weeks he just started painting, trying to get her out of his head, but then he had an epiphany of her being assaulted, so he runs. I think he takes a couple blaster bolts for her and falls, not dead. She escapes, and he just goes back to painting after he recovers from the laser wounds. And it says here, he recovered from his laser wounds to continue on painting intuitive visions. Alderaan concerned him next. So he's going to go to Alderaan and blow up with the planet. So. Anyways, here's the story about Wat Tambor. Remember that guy? Don't you love that guy? One of your favorite characters from episode 3? No? He's like a banking clan guy. I think he is the banking clan. I don't think they're Techno Union. He's from the Kremlin clan. He's a bad guy. Criminals be Kremlin. Anyways, I have this vision that he must now go to Mustafar and meet his fate. So that's kind of weird. I like this cool little bull artwork. You know, it is comic-y. You get to see Wat Tambor with his mask off, which is disgusting. And he's even like naked right here. You know you never want to see it. Alright. Anyway, so here's the Albino Cyclops is their deity. You must go to the fire planet to meet your fate. So that's where he's going to go. Just kind of this bizarre conceptual stuff. I mean, they're not comic artists, but you know, they're storytellers, so you get some stuff. He sees Anakin's face. Anyways, this is a good story too. This is Synthesis. This is one of the top 3 in here, I think. There's no dialogue. It's just Uber Palpatine Unleashed kind of a thing happening. So he just starts with him on his little Sithy meditation sphere throne. And then he, look at this. It's super rough and sketchy, but it gives it that kind of like evil going on, eviling thing happening. So he gets up, he floats. You know, there's this big, huge crystal. Just bizarre, man. He does like the Hellraiser thing with this triangle thing. I know. He just cuts his hand, dropping blood. He eats this worm. He bends over, but it gives him like worm Sith power. He uses the crystal to mess with people. You see all over the world, he starts messing with people. Padme's bent over. I think she's probably pregnant. She's bent over. R2's like, what's going on with you? Yoda can't get the victory. Loses his saber. Anakin's off here. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's going on there. But he starts messing with everybody. Just super evil. Then the worm comes alive. I think the worm that he ate comes alive now. He has to fight him or something, but dissolves into nothing. He walks away, puts on his robe, and now he's humble statesman Palpatine. Pretty cool story. Entrenched is the other really good one here. It's about Mon Mothma's son fighting here on Empire, on Hoth, while the Imperials attack. So they're getting ready for the attack. And it intertwines with actually the attack. There's some story beats here that goes right along with the movie. And you see them kind of getting ready for the prepping. It's a very good story. It's a good little monologue here on top of some action. So here come those AT-AT walkers, and what a great picture that is. Super good artwork here. This is. I think maybe his gift is drawing these ships into technology, man, because it's dialed. Okay, we need a corpsman. Just kind of battlefield stuff. Story of these rebel soldiers who never really got told, you know. So they got to go over to the ion cannon and make sure it fights. Ion control. They got to fire off some shots so that other transports can get off planet. There you go. So they try to go over here, but then there's like this ST walker they got to get away from. Mon Mothma's son, I don't know what his name is. I forgot, I haven't read it in a while. He blows that thing up. He's a hero. He goes inside. They can't fire the ion cannon because the technicians have been killed. They're out there. They can't fire. Need to fire, so they storm this thing. They get in this big old knockdown, drag-out fight. Not everybody wins. Like, he's getting choked out, but he's got to hit that fire button. They're saying fire, fire. So you have to do unspeakable things to survive. So he pulls off an ice thing and shink. Fires off those. Remember those ion cannon blasts that went up and enabled the first transports. And it was like, first transport's away, and everybody goes, yay! Well, it's because of Mon Mothma's son. Okay. Set the self-destruct. We have to move. Hangar Base 7. Rise of the Millennium Falcon takes off, and who's he run into? Darth Vader and his minions. Get to Hangar 10. They're taking off, and then homie gets shot. Try to shoot at Vader. Nothing happens. He gets choked out, killed. But apparently, he says, "Here, give this to my mom." Yeah, give it to my mother. It's a little communication disc. He's giving her a hollow transmission, and this is what she's watching in her office before this meeting for Return of the Jedi. So, like, fast forward a few years before her briefing. There's General Nadine, with his little staff thingy. The Emperor has made a critical error, and the time for our attack has come. So it strengthened her resolve to do this attack. So that's a really cool story. You should read it. This is a bizarre one, the Fourth Precept. So it's all this weird, dude tripping on something, Dungeons and Dragons. Kind of like a heavy metal magazine kind of a feel to it. But if you read the description, like on Amazon of the book, it says there's a story where in the future, the only people that are left alive are R2 and C-3PO. And so this is them in weird upgraded form. And one looks male, one looks female. It's kind of weird. And then they're kind of dueling with lightsabers across all these dimensions and places. It's just kind of weird. And they're in space, they're on planets, they show some weird things fighting. They have these amazing drawings here. Strange. Crazy. And then they go this final pose here. I don't know if maybe he's not female. Then they pose together like this. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. There's a V and whatever. Whatever, dude. Prototypes I wasn't too hot on because the artwork's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. It's bizarre. Look at that. That's just weird. It's like the guy just kind of threw it together. So, I don't think I really read it because I don't know what's going on, so I just was turned off immediately. So sorry, buddy, reviewer. There's another Feng Shu artwork. Feng Zhu, that's what it is. Feng Zhu. He's actually got a YouTube channel. I didn't even know that this was him that drew these. They're like advertisement posters for the Empire, like Life of the Empire, Join Today, See New Worlds and stuff, you know. And he's got a YouTube channel. It's a real respected and established designer. And there's a little pre-story about when the Separatists want Kashyyyk to join their side or just surrender. We're going to invade you. It doesn't have to be part of the war. You know, you can come, and it can be a peaceful surrender, etc. So Tarful, or the king of the Wookiees, is like, I don't know about this. Then Yoda makes his case. You know, you should. Don't worry, we'll be the Republic. Will be there if you need us, etc. But what they don't see is these probe droids are launched out. This is the king's son, goes off recklessly into the wilderness. His guy that's supposed to be watching him runs after him, can't find him. He has to fight with some droids. When he gets here, like, oh, there's these droids. I like this part where the droid goes, fires a bunch of blaster bolts at him, and then they shows the rocks full of holes, or the trees, whatever. But while he's fighting with this droid, he gets knocked underwater, and he sees the Prince Rikumi. He's dead underwater. It makes him mad. He fights. He wins. He kills one droid. He's Prince, and he's remorseful, holding the Prince in his arms. And then these other droids come, and they get shot up with some other Wookiees. And then the king says, "War against the invaders." So that's the point. It pushes his decision over the top, and so now the Wookiees are not going to fight, or they're going to fight against the Separatists. So here's Ryan Church over here. This is someone else. This is Eric Timmons. And this is Ryan Church, My Guido Burns, and you've got the cover image here. But look at the cover, you notice all the little lightsabers here in the middle of the, in the midst, in different places. Like a bunch of Jedi are fighting this huge robot, not just this guy. But I guess it's Megiddo with those long spirally landing planks and stuff. And there's Alderaan refugees. You can see these people on these ships, and they got like a little campfire going here. But, they're taking refuge on Alderaan. Death Star dry docks. Everyone where Death Stars are built or repaired. That's what this is all about. And it's just like concept art, like selling a concept or an idea. They got an idea for this dry dock for a Star Destroyer. And you paint it, show it to them, maybe they'll use it in the movie. AT-AT Villa. Like on some planet, they took an old AT-AT and turned it into a resort. Shopping center, a little strip mall on top of an AT-AT. Kind of a cool idea. Green Coruscant. There's a section of Coruscant that was environmentally friendly. It says Star Destroyer husk burnout. Use that in the newer ones. What's it called? The Force Awakens. Bad Pet. These are some Rancors that got out. And Darth Vader's here to fight him or something. It's, you know, it's finished concept artwork. You got a bridge world, Lost. So they had to come up with a bunch of different worlds, I guess, for episode 3 where all the clones would be fighting at. They did. You had Utapau, had Kashyyyk were the main ones. They were going to show a bunch more, I think, in the ending. Order 66, Godfather scene, a bunch of worlds everywhere. So that's where we got some of them from. If the executor executes. It's like a ring around a planet. It's probably a shipbuilding or where people are living. But the executor comes in. Jedi Museum. That looks like the beast that Obi-Wan rode. Little dragon beast. But I guess they would be here for Order 66. Hunting Overlook at Kashyyyk, I'm thinking. All these different Millennium Falcon looking vehicles. Super cool, super cool. Utapau surrenders. Put those Techno Union ships down in those sinkholes. Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea. Anyways, Eyes Revolution. This is another one here. This is where General Grievous, I think he dies, and then he wakes up and he's in this lair of the Sith. I think it's, what's his name? His immunes. This is what Darth Plagueis was immune. You got that weird cat thing going on. But this is Dooku and these guys putting together their general for the big battle. And they give him, this is Sifo-Dyas. So you take some Jedi blood out of Sifo-Dyas and put him into Grievous to be his general. You can train him up. There you go. Some good concept Dooku. I am General Grievous. Okay. There's the credits. Alex Jaeger, I've seen him. He was a Krill painter, artist. So was Ryan Church. I don't know what they use nowadays. But there's some instruction videos. Feng Zhu, obviously, remember him from YouTube. A lot of great stuff, very visual, exciting. Some of the stories are very definitely worth reading, except for maybe that one weirdo looking one. But it's just a lot of stuff to take in. A great comic. Look at some of the artwork is good. But mostly it's all about the concepts. You know, hey, that would have been cool to see that. Like, hey, that would have been cool. Hey, that would have been cool to see that. It's good to see what they also came up with, and some of this, like I could see why they didn't put that in there, but some of these concepts have gone by the wayside, and you wish, that would have been nice if that was in the video or the movie. So, anyways, that's Star Wars Visionaries, the concept artists from Revenge of the Sith doing their own comic stuff, showing off some of their artwork. Thanks for watching.